Get ready to meet one of Africa's most fascinating creatures, the hippo. These massive, semi-aquatic mammals may look peaceful, but don't let that fool you. With their powerful jaws and aggressive behavior, hippos are considered one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. They're not afraid to take on lions, crocodiles, or any other predator that dares to cross their path. But how do these huge herbivores protect themselves from danger? Well, for starters, they've got size on their side. With their massive weight of up to 3,000 pounds, it's nearly impossible for most predators to overpower them. And, as an added bonus, their thick skin provides extra protection from bites and claws. But that's not all. Hippos also have a mean bark, or hiss in this case, to back up their bite. When they feel threatened, they'll open their jaws wide and warn predators to stay away. And if that doesn't do the trick, they'll charge with their sharp teeth and massive jaws. Talk about a fierce defense. And it's not just their physical strength that keeps them safe. Hippos have an excellent sense of hearing and smell, which allows them to detect predators before they even get close. When they do, they use their loud vocalizations to alert other members of their herd and prepare to defend themselves. But when all else fails, hippos retreat to the safety of the water. In water, they're nearly untouchable, as their powerful legs and massive size allow them to outswim most predators. And if things get really intense, they can even hold their breath for long periods of time to escape danger. Who knew these seemingly peaceful creatures could pack such a punch? However, even African monsters such as hippos are powerless against enemies many times smaller than they are. The relationship between oxpeckers and hippos is a complex one that is often misunderstood. While these birds are commonly seen feeding on parasites from the bodies of large animals, including hippos, their behavior goes beyond simple symbiosis. In reality, oxpeckers not only feed on parasites, but also on the blood of their host animals, leading to the classification of these birds as blood-feeding parasites. The sharp beaks of oxpeckers can easily penetrate the thick skin of animals like hippos, resulting in wounds that can take longer to heal and even become infected. This can have serious implications for the health and well-being of the animal. Additionally, the presence of oxpeckers can be quite disruptive for their hosts. These birds have a tendency to sit on the backs or faces of animals like hippos, making it difficult for them to rest and relax. This can have negative effects on their overall health and energy levels. Despite the challenges posed by the relationship between oxpeckers and their hosts, it is important to note that animals in the wild are constantly exposed to various forms of injury and stress. The ability of these animals to survive and thrive in their environments, despite the presence of potential parasites like oxpeckers, highlights the resilience and adaptability of wildlife. Oxpeckers aren't the only birds that feed on the blood of animals. You will be surprised to learn that some parrots do that as well. Yes, you heard that right, parrots. Parrots are not typically known for their omnivorous diet. Surprisingly, this parrot is omnivorous and commonly feeds on sheep. Kea parrots are known to be opportunistic feeders, and they have been known to prey on live sheep and other livestock in some areas of New Zealand. You don't want them as your pet. The arrival of farmers in New Zealand brought a sense of security for their sheep, as they believed that the lack of large predators like wolves and coyotes would ensure their safety. However, they were soon faced with a new challenge in the form of kea birds. These birds were known to attack sheep and cause harm to them by using their sharp beaks to peel away the layer of fat surrounding their kidneys. The fat from the sheep was a valuable source of energy for the kea during the winter months when food was scarce. This behavior, although seen as barbaric by the farmers, was a survival mechanism for the kea, who were dependent on their pillaging abilities to see them through the harsh winter months. Unfortunately, these attacks sometimes resulted in the death of the sheep, leading to frustration and financial loss for the farmers. The Galapagos is well known as the home of many strange and unusual creatures. One of the most interesting of these animals is the finch. A small finch looks harmless, but in reality, these finches are bloodsuckers. In fact, they are known as vampire finches. Welcome to Wolf Island, where the heat is on and the sun beats down mercilessly. The ground finches would love to feast on their favorite food, seeds, but alas, the dry conditions just don't produce enough. So what's a finch to do? Never fear. These sharp-beaked birds have found a unique solution. Picture this. A group of finches spots a plump and juicy booby, a seabird just ripe for the picking. The finches pounce, attacking the base of the booby's wing feathers with their beaks, causing the booby to bleed. And then, the feast begins. The finches lap up the blood, turning into a small crowd of feathered vampires. The booby tries to shoo the finches away, but these crafty birds have found the sweet spot between causing enough damage to keep the blood flowing and not causing so much pain that the booby gives up and leaves. It's like a high wire act at the circus, with the finch as the daring performer. But fear not. The finch's feeding frenzy doesn't appear to do any long-term harm to the boobies. In fact, the boobies may even look forward to the occasional bleeding as they get a break from their boring seabird life. Who would have thought that the gentle, chirping New Guinean pitohui birds would have a secret weapon up their feathers? Well, they do. It's not something like feeding on hippos' blood or the key parrot's feeding habit. But scientists were completely taken aback when they found that these birds contained a potent neurotoxic steroidal alkaloid in their feathers and muscle tissue. This toxic substance was previously only known to exist in the skins of some frogs from the tropics, especially dart frogs. Who knew birds could be so badass? The origin of this toxin remains a mystery, with some speculating that the birds obtained it from eating poisonous insects and millipedes, while others believe it serves as a form of chemical camouflage. Regardless of its origin, one thing is for sure. The New Guinean pitohui birds are no longer just a pretty face in the avian world. They're now a force to be reckoned with, making them the Chuck Norris of the bird kingdom. Who knew that birds could be so tough and fearless? Well, we now do, thanks to these little feathered warriors. Where do we begin? These birds may be elegant with their glossy black and white feathers, but let's just say their personalities are a whole different story. Let's talk about their dining habits. If you're a bird feeder, be warned, magpies will be the first to show up to the feast and won't hesitate to steal the show and the food. They're not above swiping a sandwich or two off a picnic table either. These birds will stop at nothing to get their beaks on a bite to eat. Their behavior towards other birds during the breeding season turns them into feathered warriors, fiercely defending their nests and young. Smaller birds beware. Magpies will attack without mercy. It's like a bird version of the Hunger Games. Their tendency to swoop down and attack people is not unknown. During the breeding season, they become airborne bullies, dive-bombing anyone who gets too close to their nests. Just imagine being pecked by a black and white ninja bird. Imagine being woken up in the middle of the night by a bird sounding like it's yelling, "Hey you! Yes you! Over here!" That's the magpie call for you, loud and obnoxious, and it just won't quit. Magpies may look pretty, but they're not the nicest birds to have around. They'll steal your food, attack other birds, swoop down on you, and make a racket all day and night. So, if you're looking for peace and quiet, it's best to steer clear of these feathered fiends. What's that? A man pigeon? Nah, man, it's an ostrich.
The ostrich was running 30 miles per hour beside the car.
Ostriches have a reputation for being peaceful creatures, but that's like saying a herd of angry elephants is just a bunch of big, friendly dogs. In other words, it's a big, fat lie. Just like how your mum promised you that a trip to the dentist would be fun. Haha, right? Ostriches can be dangerous to humans, especially if they feel threatened or provoked. Ostriches have powerful legs with sharp claws that they can use to defend themselves and their territory. They have been known to attack humans, causing serious injury or even death. But it's not just their physical abilities that make ostriches dangerous. They're also highly territorial creatures. Think of them as the bouncers of the animal kingdom. Only instead of asking you to leave, they'll use their sharp beaks to send you on your way. And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, male ostriches are known to be highly competitive during breeding season. They'll fight each other for access to mates, using their beaks and claws as weapons. It's like watching a WWE wrestling match, but with feathers. So the next time you see an ostrich, don't be fooled by its cute, fluffy appearance. Remember, These birds are not to be trifled with. Unless you're looking for a workout, in which case, go ahead and challenge one to a race. Just make sure you bring your running shoes. That concludes our video today. Which one of these do you like the most and why? Let us know your answers in the comments and make sure to subscribe to your top 10s for more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching.